Welcome to another episode of Practical Astrology for you. I am your friend Tapan. As you all can see, the weather is too nice for the day. It's drizzling a bit. Yesterday night it rained, and this is the weather which I love the most. So you all can see a happy face. So coming to the point, to the topic of the day, I will be basically discussing Rahu Ketu loosely, but not so much on the academic sense, but loosely, but that will help everyone. I will start with my journey, the story about how I started astrology and how Rahu and Ketu impacted the way I do astrology without actually consulting any books actually. That was all intuition and all. I don't remember the timeline actually, but still I remember for the first time, means everyone is familiar with how to see horoscopes and all. Okay, this is this, but for me it was not so easy. Means no one was there to tell me, so I googled things and started learning from Google. So slowly I started giving suggestions to people, means suggesting gemstones to people. So the very first horoscope I remember I came across was a female who had a Rahu Ketu axis, first house and seventh house. So Ketu was in the Lagna most probably, and Rahu was in the seventh house. And she was not getting married. She is of my age only, 76 date of birth. So I remember suggesting a cat's eye for her. So she must have been my second or third client most probably. I don't remember exactly, but I remember her horoscope. So at that time I started with cat's eye. Most of the people, everyone I used to tell, okay, wear cat's eye, cat's eye, cat's eye. And there's a shop where I used to sit and do astrology. So from there I used to, they used to buy cat's eye from that shop. So many people didn't paid me also. It was, I paid from my pocket at that time. And that's how, because that time I had never read anything regarding these things. I just knew that okay, Ketu Ratna is cat's eye and Rahu Ratna is Gomed, that is Hessonite. So in all total, I think I distributed many cat's eye, and there was only one guy whom I had given a Hessonite. And that person also didn't pay. He said that okay, you pay me, you pay for me now. I don't have money. My situation is very bad, so I will pay you later on. But the moment I made a ring for him, so I paid that money, and he ran away. And his situation improved drastically within a few days only. But everyone whom I had given those cat's eye, nothing changed for them actually. So then because that time I was not so much learned regarding these things, so I couldn't understand the reasoning and everything, the logic behind these things. So I also concluded the same way which everyone does. Okay, that cat's eye doesn't work, or the quality of that gemstone is not good, so it's not working, but Hessonite is working. That means the quality, either the quality is good. So I didn't knew about, means that was my beginning, so I didn't knew that okay, everything has potential, but their working is different. So from there my journey started. But now that girl, she got married last year only, means at the age of 45 she got married. So that shows that even cat's eye works, but it takes a lot of time. And why it does that, the logic behind that is, I term that as a black hole, Ketu. So you have to break that black hole to get that result. So that takes a lot of time, more than 7 years to show effect. And the Hessonite thing, it works within 45 days, 43 days, 40 days. So it shows a very quick result. So but everyone doesn't need a Hessonite, and everyone can't be given a cat's eye. That's the thing. But why I have stuck with these two gemstones is a matter of research, and that's actually where I am to specialize. I specialize in these two gemstones. I don't remember suggesting any emerald to any person actually. till date I think I have told 2 people to wear emerald, 2 or 3 people at a max I think. I hardly suggest anyone to wear emerald. It's not that it's not working, but in Lal Kitab, which I have learned, that I have learned later on, but I have learned that every malefic, every result, the malefic results are given by Rahu and Ketu. Means the planet themselves never give that result. They transfer that to the malefic results to Rahu and Ketu. At the end of the day, it gets transferred and they give. Even Saturn doesn't give a bad result. It will give that bad result through Rahu or Ketu. So that's how these planets work. So at the end of the day, it's either the Rahu or Ketu. So we have to find out the main culprit among these two. So we have to find out the main culprit from among these two, or sometimes it's both of them. In some horoscope, both of them are bad and they are giving malefic results. So in that situation, when at times you can't even suggest any gemstone of these two, so then problem arises. So I focus on these things. Means till date I have followed the same theory. It's not that I don't suggest any other gemstones, but my job is not to suggest a lot of gemstones, because many times people criticize, okay, we can't afford that much of money to be spent on gemstones, so I stick to one of the two or both and end up giving mantras for chanting. So this is the way in which I feel like doing astrology. And why it is significant? Because the place where I am situated, I am staying in that area, means is Jabalpur. Basically people are very scared about gemstones, especially of Neelam, means blue sapphire, Hassonite, that is Gomed, and Cat's Eye, that is Lasunia. These 3 gemstones people are very scared of. They don't want to wear it. And there are few astrologers whom I know, if they see that gemstone, okay, Tapan has, most probably it is he who might have given this, because they don't even understand Rahu Ketu and they can't define Rahu Ketu and forget about suggesting a gemstone. Because most of the time I have seen them working magically. Whosoever I have given Hassonite for many strong problems which couldn't be remedied so easily, because many times people can't chant mantras. It's tough for them, and I don't take sankalpas because I don't have that much of patience to do. So I don't take sankalpas, and I can't believe that someone else will take. They may take that money and they won't do the remedy for you. So you will be get cheated. So I don't want any of my client to get cheated. So I stick to these, because there was a client whom I suggested Hassonite, because the lady had 4 miscarriages before I remedied them. So her husband, I knew him, so I told them to wear Hassonite, and they have a baby girl. She was born last year, and she was healthy. So there was no situation, panicky situation. Now it's fine. So many people I have suggested Hassonite for childbirth related problems. So till date I haven't seen any Ketu cases regarding childbirth problem, but mostly it was Rahu. So that's how. Many times it was not posited. People will ask, okay, you are not telling that things in detail. No, I am telling in details. Many times it is it's like this Rahu is not posited in the 5th house. So either the Kundali is wrong, or even if it is not there, Rahu is casting a shadow from any other house. So 5th aspect or 9th aspect it could be. So Hassonite works. Means it's not that you have to come to me. You all can wear that. Means many times it is that Saturn is posited in the 5th house, so it's delaying the childbirth. Saturn basically delays, it never denies, and it hardly follows the path of miscarriage. So Saturn will delay. I haven't seen a case, means no one has come up to me for that thing. Saturn in the 5th house and they have been delayed. So no one has came to me regarding that type of remedy. So I tell that I haven't done a Saturn remedy, but I have done Rahu remedy. So it's like that. So miss, most of the time I had done free of cost. I was not a professional, means I was not charging. So of late I have started charging. For the past 2 years I have started charging people. So that's the journey actually. So I want to add something, means since when I started suggesting people gemstone, that shows that since my Ketu, my Jupiter and my Venus are in the same Bharani Nakshatra, my Sun is in the Kritika, but in the same sign Aries. These four planets are in the Lagna. So that shows that in my past life I was a astrologer, and I was a very good astrologer, and that shows that because I didn't had any knowledge about these gemstones, I haven't read anywhere, and I suggested blindly to these people in the beginning. So that shows that in the past life I was an astrologer who used to suggest these type of gemstones and all. I carry that from my past memory. I don't get a strong vibe of, sometimes I get a streak of thought, means okay, I should tell this thing to that. So when I am suggesting something, when I talk with people face to face with my client, that's the moment when I suggest things very easily, or in the phone also. So that's always easier for me, when, that's why I tell people, okay, come to me, consult me, even if you may not be aware of the situation, you may be saying something wrong, but my sixth sense guides me always. Miss, at times I don't follow the bookish path. Many times I suggest something, okay, do this one. Out of the I go out of the league and out of the way and suggest something off the track. Okay, do this Bij mantra. I don't know, my inner sixth sense tells me something and guides me to say that thing to that person. So and it works. I don't know why it works, because many a times I have followed the bookish path and that had not worked for me. So then I had to again change. Many times I think, okay, it's not good, you should be professional, so you should follow the book. So that's why someone told me, okay, you are reading it from Google. No, I am intentionally doing that. See, if I am bookish, I am like this, and if I am not bookish, I am like this. So I can go for a long walk, and then I am very smooth. But that smoothness harms me. Means people take me as a grand, okay, he talks a lot, and that means I don't have a, what to say, professional way of speaking. I become too friendly, and an astrologer shouldn't be friendly. He should be highly professional. Like Amitabh Bachchan is a core professional guy. Anupam Kher is not a professional guy. So that's how you segregate. I am not a professional guy. I can't do. I have many things get mixed up actually. It's not just because I am a Libra. Librans are very friendly, so we can't stay too far from anyone. We become too personal, and that's how I work actually. I can't change myself after 47 years. It's 40 now. It is 2003, so means 47 is going, and now I will be going into 48. So imagine it, at this age you can't expect me to change my way of talking and doing things. It's end of the day how I can benefit you people, because everyone is I have read someone, he said that Lal Kitab is not good because they follow a non-Vedic approach, and the non-Vedic approach is basically sometimes what to say, the negative path. Means Lal Kitab doesn't segregate between taboos, do's and don'ts. So yesterday I made a book about significance of Lal Kitab, and I read that guy and he said, okay, it's not good, so you shouldn't follow those things. But everyone is talking about Lal Kitab. No, it's not good or bad. Means I feel like, okay, it's something like arguing, okay, I won't be taking allopathic medicine because it's not Hinduism, it goes against the rules of Hinduism, then you will die. Every disease can't be cured with Ayurveda. I am not arguing with many people will say no, every disease can be cured with Ayurveda. That Baba Ramdev would say no, that's not possible. So that's how I believe. Means if you come to me, I will be suggesting you whatever remedy is there which will work for you, the easiest way, the cheapest way, and it will give try to give you the max. So it's no harm. Means I don't know from which part of the world you will be coming to me for suggestions, and how the society around you is, because here no one will wear a blue sapphire. They will wear a substitute neeli and all, and those gemstones don't work. The substitute gemstones hardly work. I haven't seen them working too much, and most of the time people are wearing whatever they feel like in this area. Even who call themselves as astrologers, I have seen that their knowledge base is too less. I am not saying that I am a pro, but still their knowledge base is negligible. They stress on that because they talk in the way like a pro, they just talk like a pro. They don't have a knowledge base. When you don't have a knowledge base, you don't explain the thing to that person. You just stress on that because you are saying, they stress on that, I am saying that means it should be good. That's not the way. I make a lot of fun of those people at times. Basically, I don't make fun of people, but when they talk stupidly, then I can't stop laughing at them. So that's a more of a hilarious type situation for me. I'm not that type of person who can stay quiet after seeing them doing stupid things with astrology, and they always call themselves as astrologers. No, it's not that everyone is bad in this area. There are few who are doing this just for the sake of money. They have what to say, indulge in those things. They even many, they know that thing. They are more aged than me, and they for the whole life they have given those plastic things to people, and they have fooled them and cashed on them. So there is a person in my area. He says, I think there is a person, I think 7 kilometers away from me. So he is 70 plus, 70 I think. So he is a retired person. He used to work in an ordnance factory. So he is a good astrologer. Once I went to him for suggestions. I showed him my horoscope. I paid him 500 at that time. I still remember. So he said that time I didn't know the right timing of my horoscope. So in that horoscope, Saturn Mahadasha was going and Ketu Antardasha, and he said this will be the best time. So imagine he makes a horoscope by hand. So when he makes horoscope by hand, that means he knows that thing. It's not that he doesn't know about how to cast horoscope and all. He knows a lot. But when predicting the thing, he said in Saturn Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha is the best time. No, that time I used to follow my horoscope being, I am born in 12th May 1976. But later on I came to know that I was born in 13th May 1976. So that's how that Mahadasha thing started changing. So he said, so imagine, and he gives everyone those plastic gemstones, means fake gemstones, and he charges 10,000. He gives 159 gemstone and they are fake. So imagine a person, and he has been doing that business for past I don't know how many years. If his age is 70, that means most probably he might have been doing that for the past at least 30 minus 70 means 40 years. From the time I was born. So imagine a person cheating. There are many astrologers like that. I won't be naming him. That's of no relevance. And he is paying the price. He can see that thing. That's in him, in his veins. It's running. Cheating is his job. I haven't seen his horoscope, but I think Rahu is very well placed, and that's why he is like that. He is not a Jupiter, he is a Rahu. So that's how people are. They, what to say, become a pseudo Jupiter and falsely claim that they are an astrologer. They are not astrologers. They are cheaters. They know how to earn money. He hardly spends 500 rupees or something like that, and he takes that 9,500 goes into his pocket, and every week he has a client. So imagine how much money he is earning. So that's how people are earning money. That's, you see, astrology is not so good and not so easy. When you cheat, God punishes you because you are cheating on His name. No? I have seen that person, family, no one is alive, means everyone has died of one way or the other. But still he is not mending his ways. No, because Rahu is greed. No, they are not able to change their own Rahu. You see, everyone will have a Rahu, everyone will have a Ketu, everyone will have a Saturn somewhere placed in his horoscope. But you have to mend it. Like I say, when Rahu is posited in the Lagna, that makes that person very selfish. And Ketu in the 7th house means tells him to leave this world, means they are not attached to the opposite, means either the wife or friends. They are not very much attached, they are very selfish. But at times they also make very good mistakes, even if they are selfish, but at certain level they want to attain that moksha. So they are doing, what to say, mantra japs and all. They become mystic at one moment of the life, a certain time period of their life, they become mystics. On the contrary, I have a horoscope where Ketu is in the Lagna, where it says you don't have to become selfish, and I am very friendly to everyone. So I am opposite to those people. So in this world, you have to be practical. Means those people who have Rahu in their Lagna, they are well suited for this time period, because I always have a catch line that Rahu is the king of Kali Yuga. So when he is ruling this era of time, that means you will be having a good time if you have Rahu in your Lagna. That means he is supporting you. So they always have, what to say, whatever they wish, they have that thing at their disposal. That's very easy for them. On the contrary, the people who have Ketu in the Lagna, they struggle a lot for their whole life. So you will be seeing people like me struggling a lot. Even if we have a lot of knowledge, that knowledge never comes in handy. So whosoever has a Lagna Ketu, they will be fighting at least for till the age of 48. They will be struggling. On the contrary, the Rahu people will settle down in their life very fast, and they don't have to struggle. And there are many things actually. Means suppose if you have Rahu in your 7th house, like I have other things which are very good. Means as such, I have a different type of Rahu, and everyone has a different set of Rahu. Means the nakshatra changes, so the results changes, because these planets, the Rahu and Ketu, they don't give their own results. They don't have any, like Rahu doesn't have a head, Ketu doesn't have a head, and Rahu is just having a head. So they lack one thing or the other, so they need a support. There is a catch between of Rahu and Ketu. There is always a catch. That's why I have a habit of taking the toughest subject, toughest line, because I said, okay, if I start my astrology with Mercury, there are many people who suggest Mercury gemstone, emerald. They have followed that path. They make everyone wear emerald. Okay, you wear this, your money will come. They have that thing, Miss Mercury is money. Then someone has someone I know who suggests Pukhraj, means yellow sapphire. He makes them wear Pukhraj, and the second finger from the thumb. So that's how people vary from one, but I suggest people wearing Hessonite. That's my favorite. No, I am wearing Ketu gemstone, and this is very costly. So Hessonite is the cheapest gemstone, and it's easily available, readily available. So it's always easy to make people wear that. Means in the place where I can. You can get a Hessonite within 1000 rupees, and that will work. Means the local Indian Hessonites, they also work. I used to wear a Gaya Gourmet. Means they are very cheap, and that was working. Means mostly at the basic level they cost between, I think, 70 rupees a carat. So 10 carats will 7,000 or even cheaper than that. So imagine how cheap it is. And people think that it won't work. It works for everything actually, because Rahu is more mischievous. If Ketu is there, and it won't create mischiefs, it will deny the fruits. So you are being denied, you are not being cheated, or you are not cheating someone else. So Ketu is a safe planet. You don't have to think about it. I am going through a loop in my horoscope has stuck somewhere. It's stuck. It's not moving. It's not. You can't go back in your life. So I'm not. It's not getting added. I'm in the same loop. I can understand after knowing so much, that it's somewhere it's stuck. I don't know why it's till date I haven't got that answer. Someday I will get that thing, and for sure when Ketu Mahadasha will come, then I will understand. So I am stuck. Means every time I am taking rebirth and I am getting the same life actually. It's from every life I am getting the same birth, and that's why I am thorough with those things. I am thorough with these knowledges. I don't have to read. From my childhood only I never used to study, and mostly I sleep late. But on the exam dates, I remember in my hotel management time, that time we used to play cards until 4 o'clock in the morning when classes used to continue. But on the exam day I used to sleep at 10 because we had dinner at 9:30. After that I used to go in my room and sleep, and my friends would, okay, why you are not studying? I don't need to study. So I am thorough with these things. Means, so for me these things are like, okay, this is the concept, okay, you have to understand this concept, this is Rahu, this is Ketu. So coming back to the point, what Rahu and what Ketu? Rahu is a black hole, Ketu is a black hole, and Rahu is a greed. It's an abundant energy, you can't bind it in a small place. And Rahu is a nucleus, Ketu is a nucleus, and Rahu is the neutron protons scattered around it. Ketu is the nucleus, and you have to get anything from this, you have to bombard it with strong alpha particles or whatever. Then only that explosion will take place, and then only you can get that result. So that's why it is very hard to get a result from that nucleus, Ketu. That's life. Ashwini Nakshatra. Everything is that one element, elemental form, basic. So until unless you don't understand chemistry, you don't understand things, metaphysical world, you have to understand everything. That's why it's very tough. Cat's eye is not so easily giving result, but still it gives. For me it's tough because my Ketu is in my Bharani Nakshatra. So Bharani is a bit cruel nakshatra. So the Ketu has become too much harsh actually on me. So they are very harsh. My Venus is very harsh. Everyone will say, okay, Venus is a very soft planet, female are very soft, but whosoever comes in my life, whosoever becomes my Venus, they become too harsh on me, too cruel on me. That's how I have understood. Okay, I have read, then I have seen the practicals. So coming back to the core thing is what Ketu is and how you have to tackle that thing. Obviously mantras are there, cat's eye is there, but how you have to understand that thing. Wherever it is setting, it is denying the fruit, because it's saying that you have attained that thing in your past life, but I am again taking rebirth, no? And somewhere or else Ketu will be positioned from the 12 houses. It will be placed in one house. So in that house he will say, okay, you have attained the fruit of this house in your past life, because he doesn't have a brain. He doesn't understand that thing, that you are reborn and now you have to live, and you need all the results of every house. One, if suppose he is saying, okay, in the past life you have drank a lot of water, now you don't have to drink water. Is it possible practically? Because Ketu doesn't have a thought process. I was very lucky that my Venus and my Jupiter is placed with Ketu. So what he did, they are sitting on top of him. So he has become a sage. Okay, he understands. My Ketu understands, because Jupiter is saying, okay, you are a foolish guy, you don't have a head, I am giving you my head, use it. Venus is saying, I am giving you my head, use it. But everyone is not so lucky. That's why you can't understand Ketu. So that's why most of the astrologers leave that apart. Okay, we are not understanding it. It's shadowy planet. It's not physically anywhere. In the Western astrology, they say they are the nodes. The northern node is Rahu and the southern node is Ketu. So I explain them in a different way. Everyone has a way of explaining. Those stories can differ, but the main thing is how you understand the thing. My way of explaining is just what I am doing. I am trying to explain, segregate every bit and putting in front of everyone. So that will be helping you all. The main problem is Rahu Ketu. So I am tackling that, the most toughest problem, because I know others can't do that thing. It will be very tough. They are dealing with smaller things. They are dealing with the day-to-day life things. And that's, even if you don't tackle those things, that will be fine. But if you want bigger results, you have to tackle the main culprit. That's Rahu Ketu. Even Saturn is not that big a culprit. It will delay the results, but it won't deny the result. Ketu will deny the results. So coming back to the main point, and the central core thing is how these Rahu Ketus give results. They give results according to the house lord. Like my Ketu is positioned in the Aries sign, means it will give results similar to Mars. My Rahu is positioned in the 7th house, Libra sign, Swati Nakshatra, it will give results like Venus. Or if we go more deeper, then we can say it will give results according to the Nakshatra lord. Another theory. So my Ketu is positioned in my Bharani Nakshatra, the lord of Bharani is Venus. So it will give result through Venus or like Venus. And Rahu is positioned in the Swati Nakshatra, so it will give its own result like Rahu. So that's how you have to come to conclusions. Either way, these two will have shortlisted, have taken off many things off the shelf, that you don't need to see those things. Now you can focus. You have come too close to the main target. Now you can easily hit the bullseye. Your bullseye has come too close to you. That's how I tackle situation. That's why I am a good astrologer. It's not that how much I charge or I don't charge. My charging fee is, it varies. It could vary. But basically I have a habit of saying, okay, pay me once and talk with me for the whole year. That's my way of doing business, because I don't do business. So the core issue is, and the second thing would be, even if you suppose you see that, okay, that is there, the main core issue becomes is how you activate that thing. Now it will be different for everyone actually. So we have to go deep into that horoscope, and we see the house lord or the nakshatra lord, and then we have to see, we have to go back again and see where it is positioned and how it's giving results. You see, when these planets are situated in the heaven, so when they cast their shadow on you, means the rays are coming, you see, they are showing you the path. Actually, it's not their rays which is working, means your life is dependent on those paths, means wherever they cast a shadow, it will show a result. That's why the drishtis are important in horoscope. So suppose my Venus, it's seeing my 7th house. So my 7th house has become a place of war. Mars is seeing that, Rahu, Moon is there, Sun is seeing it, Jupiter is seeing it. Many people say Ketu doesn't have a shadow, means drishti, but I believe that Ketu also has a drishti of 9, 5 and 7. So Ketu is seeing that. So 4 plus 2 plus 1 means 7. Out of 9 planets, 7 planets are putting its drishti, or they are sitting on that house. So they are creating havoc in my 7th house. That's why my 1, 4, 7s are too heavy. Everything is situated in those quadrants. I am at one time I am lucky, and the other thing I am unlucky. So most of the time when I see horoscope like mine, I say it's a very heavy horoscope. So it's tough to break that thing, means to get any result. And on the contrary, if someone has every planet is scattered in the whole horoscope, that's a very easy horoscope. So that's how things are. So I'm not saying come to me, use your logic, use your brain. I think everyone is having much better brain than I have, because mine have to do a lot of hard work. Means at one side it is Jupiter and Venus, and Ketu is there. Means these 3 are in the same nakshatra, so they are not friends. As such, Jupiter and Venus are opposite, and they themselves are not. They are sitting with Ketu. So Ketu, at any instance, he is a Rakshas. He is a demon. So you can't say that he will be doing good things. We have made him a saint, like we have given him a saint-like appearance. Okay, he is the planet responsible for moksha. No, he is not responsible for moksha. He denies you everything, so you don't have a choice at the end of the day. So you have to attain moksha, because he starts denying you every fruit. So you don't have, beggars can't be choosers, this, when you are not fed anything, you will die of hunger. It's like that. So that's the irony of Ketu. So I don't term him as a saintly person. No, he's a demon. So means people would argue with me, no, that's not the right way to explain Ketu. No, that's the right way. I speak about things too bluntly. That has to be done like that only. Until unless you are not blunt about everything, it's always better to call a knife a knife. I won't give logical explanation after telling that it's a knife. No, we can use it as a surgery, we can cut fruit with that. I won't be explaining that. It's a knife. If you use it to murder someone, that means that thought process came in your head, that means for you it's knife to kill people. It's like that. Because I am an astrologer. There are many astrologers who are behaving like me, talking like me, but they are not actually astrologers. That means astrology is a bad thing, because they know the knowledge, even if they are Rahu, they are Ketu, whatever they are. Even if they are Mercury, they have that bookish knowledge, but they are using it in a wrong way. So that's wrong. So astrology is wrong. 90% of the astrologers are wrong. How will you know that remedy worked? Because many a times I see people making guesses, or on YouTube only, they are big people, they are predicting and they are saying, okay, you see, I will be giving remedies. Every time we have to make video, means every month Venus shifts from one house to another. Within 21 or 28 days, it moves from one house to another. So you give predictions for the 12 rashis, 12 signs, and you give remedies. Suppose I follow Lal Kitab, many people follow Lal Kitab remedies because that's easier to give. Means you take 5 peanuts, you take 5 elephants, you bury them in the ground, you throw them in running water, you take lead balls, you take square silver piece, you keep that in your pocket, you keep that under your pillow. That's easier. Even if they are wrong, who is checking that thing? How will you know that their prediction is, their remedy is not working? That's not for that thing. Now, suppose my Venus is in transit and now it will be moving to Gemini sign. So, if it will be moving in the Gemini sign, what will be the result? For Libra, it will be 9th house. So, 9th house, it will harm Jupiter. There is a person, Pawan Sinha, Guruji. He will say, okay, this will harm Jupiter. Jupiter is not posited there, not even in the transit. It will harm the gurus. Some guru, your guru will die. What is this? Even I know that it will harm guru, but the transit is for very small time. That won't have a long lasting effect. Your guru is not so weak that it will die. It is there that he will spend lavishly on lavish good things, and you won't focus on your guru, on your dharma. You will move away from the path of dharma actually. It's not that he will commit any sin. So it depends, and he will give, okay, take some white peanuts and throw them every Friday, take 6 or 9 or 7, whatever he feels like, whatever he remembers, okay, throw that white peanut in running water, or take white flour, take whatever you feel like associated with white or yellow, so that Venus won't harm you. Whatever logic he may feel like, he will give that, and that may have nothing to do with Lal Kitab remedy. It will look like a Lal Kitab remedy, because every day you have to speak on that topic, no? Even I have to do that same thing, but I try to keep it real. It's not that, because even if someone, because they don't know the repercussions, where I am good, because I know the repercussions. That's why my Jupiter is growing in size and my Venus is diminishing, because it's you people who are increasing the power of my Jupiter. I am not increasing it with any Vedic mantra chanting. I am not doing it artificially. I prefer in the natural way of, means if a child takes birth in 9 months, he should take birth in 9 months. I don't like to make a premature delivery of a child. Regarding my own horoscope also, I don't want to get that result sooner. It should come naturally. So, where I differ, if I give you all good suggestions and you all follow my suggestions, even if you all are doing any chanting of Mahamrityunjaya Japa or whatever, and if that's right, even I don't know, anything can go wrong. Means I could make a wrong assumption. So that will punish me, God will punish me, or that will diminish my power, because I am judging for you people. If I make a mistake, I will be punished. The power will decrease. And if I follow the right path, then my guru increases. That's how. So, if 10 people are seeing my video and 2 people are doing that remedy, there are 12 signs, but only 10 people saw my video and 2 people did that, or 1 person did that remedy. So if that remedy was right and it worked for him, so I will get 20% out of his good deed. My Jupiter will rise 20%. That's how. That's why nothing harms me. It's not that I don't have enemies. I have too many enemies. But it's because of God's grace, everything is taken care of. So that's why you have to understand, you have to balance the Ketu, you have to balance the Rahu, you don't have to balance just Saturn. Why I am not talking about Saturn is in this video? Because I don't think that you need to balance Saturn, because he is a karmic planet. Rahu and Ketu are not karmic planets. Saturn has a purpose to make you work, that he will give the result of 10th house, he will give the result of 11th house. Is any house conferred to Rahu and Ketu? No. Why they are not assigned any houses? We say, okay, Rahu is a lord, it shows the lordship of this house, but the sages have not fully assigned that house to that planet. Why? They have denied that thing to him, Rahu and Ketu, means both of them. Why they have done that? They have done that intentionally. It's not that they were foolish, they were too learned. They knew the repercussions, and they knew that it is not possible. They are not karmic, they are not associated with anything. Rahu is greed, Ketu is denial. People say, okay, they also give results. Yeah, how do they give results? If someone's Ketu is in a very good position, it won't harm you. It's very weak, so it itself is lying dormant. If the planet is cruel, ugra, whatever type, and if it is Saumya, that means it won't harm you. If the nakshatra is Saumya, Ketu won't harm you. And if that nakshatra is very friendly towards Ketu, it won't harm. Because I have a friend of mine who was born in March, in 77. So he has his Ketu posited in Ashwini nakshatra, like I have in Bharani. So it moves in the clockwise direction, no? So he is born in his Ketu is in the Ashwini nakshatra, and most probably his Rahu is in the Chitra nakshatra. So that shows that his Ketu is dormant. So his Ketu never created problem for him. So it is not denying him anything actually. I think I have one of the fiercest Ketu, means my every planet is too strong. Means because you have to understand the element, the thing, nature, and why they become too fierce, and they start creating havoc in your horoscope. Because the size of my Ketu increases, means the area of its effect increases. And his Ketu is sitting in that nakshatra and it's alone. No planet is with it. So it's not harming any other planet, because my 9th house result, my 12th house result, the lord of 9th and 12th house is Jupiter. My 2nd house result, my 7th house result, the lord of these two houses are Venus. I don't associate Sun with Rahu. That's a separate thing. Because until my father was alive, until the age of 42, he died in 2018. So that time I was 42. So he was feeding me. My sun is in Aries, so it's an exalted sun, and he fed me for my whole life. That's how my sun is so good. So it was never affected by Ketu. He was a strong man. I am not like him. I am not his shadow. He was a very well built, huge personality person. So my sun fed me nicely. So I know that Ketu didn't cast any shadow on it. So that I can see that thing. No, now I know. So these two planets, those 4 houses, results have been hampered, are being denied by Ketu. It's holding those results of my 9th house, my 12th house, my 2nd house, my 7th house, and everything is in the 2nd house and 9th house. 9th house is your bhagya. 2nd house is your fruit of whatever you have earned. That's your saving. I am not able to take anything from my own saving. And 7th house is everything. Your business, your association with everyone, whatever you do in your life, your marriage. It's not that Rahu is sitting in my 7th house, it's denying that result. Ketu is sitting with Venus, so it's denying me. That's why I couldn't get married. The proximities, the difference between the degrees of Ketu and Venus and Jupiter is hardly 1 degree. It's within 1 degree actually. So they are too close, the proximity is too much, so it's bound in that same nucleus. Means Jupiter and Venus are stuck within inside that nucleus of Ketu. So I know that why my Ketu is so harsh. So I know Ketu, I can feel that heat of Ketu. So a person who knows, who is feeling that from his birth, will do the remedy. Other people don't have to bother because they are not being bothered. Because when good times are going, no one comes to an astrologer, no one goes to a hospital or doctor if you are not sick. That's how life is. You come to an astrologer only when you have a problem, when other people can't remedy for you. They are very good astrologers. Many people are very good. They are reading good books and they are good at heart. So at the end of the day, they are working hard for you people. So there are many good astrologers than me. So they are working silently and they are giving good results. I am just telling you what I am doing and how I am doing and why I am doing. Why I have chosen Lal Kitab. It's not that that was the only book I have bought. I have spent a lot of money on books. I am reading a lot. Every day I am reading. But the core focus remains Rahu and Ketu. Why Narayana chose to cut their head off? Swarbhanu, that evil, that demon, he drank that Amrit. He, took a form of a Devta and mixed with the Devtas and drank Amrit. So Vishnu saw that and he separated his head from his body. So Rahu Ketu was born. Why Narayana chose that path? So we could cheat, we humans, so he could punish us. So that's how the birth and rebirth takes place. No? So what happens, when God created Rahu Ketu, that's because we are born on earth, no? Until unless you don't die, you don't complete your cycles. If you don't die, you don't complete your cycles and you don't attain moksha. So to do that, God created Rahu Ketu. He did that for a purpose. So you have to understand the reasoning behind God. And there is another thing I want to add. Means this is the dog, it is Ketu. And the cat is Rahu. He is telling, he is interrupting. Okay, tell about me. So that's why most of the Lal Kitab remedies are related with dog. Either you feed a dog, stray dog, it depends upon the house. Means what you have to, either you have to donate that thing, means you have to feed or you have to bring that dog in your house. So there is a logic with those things. Means you have to feed a stray dog for certain house, for certain you have to means keep that in your house as a pet. So it varies. So dog is Ketu and cat is Rahu. So it's like that. Means it's not that if suppose someone's Rahu is delaying the marriage, so start offering cat milk and it will drink milk and you will get married. That's so easy. But many people, most of the people don't tell about that remedy a lot, but the Ketu remedy is very famous, the dog remedy, because Ketu creates more problem and Rahu is greed, so everyone is fine with it, is making you greedy. They are cheaters actually. Means the Rahu makes people cheater. Means if someone is a cheater, that is because of your Rahu, or either Rahu or Mercury. These two planets are more responsible for cheating. Ketu is not responsible for cheating, because Mercury also has a head, Rahu also has a head. So Rahu is a bigger cheater than Mercury. But the association of Mercury and Ketu makes a person 100% cheater. Either if Mercury is posited in that nakshatra of Ketu, or Ketu is posited in the nakshatra of Mercury, or Ketu and Mercury are sitting in the same nakshatra, even if it is a nakshatra of another planet. So that person will be a cheater. I won't be naming any person now. So no, I have too many horoscopes with me. I have seen a lot many horoscopes, but I don't prefer to talk about. There are many astrologers who talk about horoscopes. I don't know how can they do that, because till date no one has come up to me to say that okay, do my horoscope analysis, even for free. No one is coming to me. Do that on YouTube for free. So that's how. Otherwise, I would have come up with a horoscope on YouTube. So that's how you need to understand that this is Kali Yuga. One way or the other, people are cheating. The thing is, you have to understand. You have to separate the good and the bad, and what is working for you. If anyone is cheating, it could be an astrologer, it could be a doctor, it could be a lawyer, it could be an engineer, it could be any person on earth. It's you who have to save yourself and make a way. You have to reach to the perfect astrologer, then only that will help you. I'm not responsible to see that thing in your life. I'm there to guide you all. I cannot assure those things to anyone, to everyone. Even if someone who knows me, who is consulting me, there are many things he won't be consulting me. So he can land up to any person who could cheat him. I can't stop that. So at the end of the day, focus on these two things, Rahu and Ketu. If you all start understanding these two planets, then everything will be fine for you. And unless you don't understand, these are the two core planets one need to understand. If you have understood Rahu and Ketu fully, everything will get sorted out. You have to sort out these two. Don't focus on the other 7. Understand these two. Study about them. I'm not telling you to study about Rahu Ketu. I am trying to tell you all that study about the Rahu Ketu placed in your horoscope, in which house they are positioned, in which nakshatra they are placed, who are the lords. So focus on those planets, start feeding them, give them. I will be talking, and now it has become nearly 1 hour, so I want to end it here. That will be for another chapter, another day. Then I will be talking about them in a different way. This is the house wise I will be explaining. As such, I have prepared shots of Rahu and Ketu. I have intentionally read that from book, so you all can easily go through that, and that's less than a minute shot. So that's very easy. At any moment one can go and see that 1 minute. If your Rahu is posited in that house, see that video. If your Ketu is posited in that house, see that video. That will be very helpful to you people. I have intentionally made that in that way to save everyone's time. See, I am a laborer, so I always try to take shortcuts and don't make a mistake. So I followed that thing for everyone. Don't waste your time. Time is precious, time is money. You won't be getting that same time twice. So focus on the core issues. Once you tackle those things, everything will start pouring out like it's raining. Believe in me. I know how to teach and how to take results out of dead things. I am making my Ketu work. I am not foolish enough to wear 3 cat's eye. I have intentionally wore that on these 3 fingers. Follow my path. That will help you all a lot. It won't harm anyone. Believe in me. understand the things and focus. That's all for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.